So I'll save my game here. And as I said, that was the tutorial world, and it takes a really long time. So we're an hour 35 in. But most worlds won't take that long, because I won't have to explain them or anything like that. But again, I'm just going to drop a save, because I grabbed some Moogle points. And I am lazy. Saving takes a little longer in this game, so be patient. And we'll head through the door, and we'll run into all Castle Oblivion cutscenes will be voice animated and all that, so...
Well, Sora, did you enjoy meeting your memories?
Yeah, it was good to see everyone. But what do you really want from me?
What do you have to give?
Hello.
What do you want?
No hogging the hero.
Then perhaps you'd like to test him.
Perhaps I would. My show now, Keyblade Master. Who am I? Oh, my name's Axel. Got it memorized? Sure. Good. You're a quick learner. So, Sora, now that we're getting to know each other better... Don't you go off and die on me now.
Alright, welcome to Axel's boss fight. He is my favorite character in the entire series. Alright, so this is a human fight. I believe at this point he won't... No, he does. Never mind. He's using Slate, so I'll need to be prepared to break them out. I have 1-0 card in my deck for that reason. It's also... They're also very random on when he uses it. He's not dealing too much damage, so that's good.
What's the problem? Heal!
So yeah, as you saw, he tried to throw a 0 in my face, so I can break that with any card.
Yeah. Come here, I'll make it all stop.
I'll make it all stop. There's the flame wall, but I'll break that with a 0. He is elemental, he's fire-based. I mean, he's literally throwing fire. So Blizzard will do bonus damage. Any enemy that has an elemental tag like that, obviously, takes more damage to their elemental opposite. I'm gonna start stacking Goofy.
Come here, I'll make it all stop.
I'm still learning these controls. This is not a good combo, but fine. He can break this at any time he wants, by the way. I should note, I said earlier that boss cards, or boss fights have gimmick cards. That does not apply to Castle Oblivion fights. So yeah, this is a pretty easy fight. It's the first boss of the game, so yeah. Break. That's a 7.
Give me a break.
Get a bit of experience for it. And I get the fire card, fire spell.
Another one? What's it do?
Kinda looks like the card you used when you made Traverse Town. Then I guess we're gonna need it to keep going.
That's right. Did you really think after that introduction I would give up oh so easily?
You were testing us.
And you passed. Congratulations, Sora. You're ready now. Ready to take on Castle Oblivion. You will need to follow your memories. Trust what you remember and seek what you forget. Then you will find someone very special.
You mean King Mickey and Riku?
You will just have to give some more thought to who it is that's most important to you. Our most precious memories lie so deep within our hearts that they're out of reach. But I'm sure that you can find yours, Sora.
Why me?
You have lost sight of the light within the darkness, and it seems that you've forgotten that you forgot.
The light within darkness?
Would you like me to give you a hint?
Sora, do you need it?
I'm gonna figure it out for myself. If you're in my way...
Don't worry, Sora. We'll protect you.
Good answer. Just what I'd expect from the Keyblade Master. But be forewarned. When your sleeping memories awaken, you may no longer be who you are now.
Alright, so this is the circuit, okay? So we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, we can talk about that now. Alright, so I'll go to pause menu, give this a showing, check where you are, and no, I don't want that, I want... Or what do I want? Okay, here. So world cards, okay? So this looks like it's laid out, okay? But I'm just going to spoil this and say it's not. I can go to these in any order. I have a particular order that I want to do this in to a degree. I want Agrabah last, and I'll explain that when we get there. There's a trick that you can do to harvest lots of Moogle points to shop for better cards. But what I'll end up probably doing, just to explain this now, is I'll probably go one...
What's wrong, Jiminy?
Well, you see, what Axel said back there worries me. What could he have meant by, you may no longer be who you are?
I may no longer be me. How can I be anyone else?
Of course. Still, you can't be too careful.
Yep. Feels like just about anything could happen here in Castle Castle Oblivion. Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
We'll be okay. Whatever it is they're cooking up, we'll be able to handle it together.
Course we will. Like at that creepy castle we explored together. The one with all those weird contraptions.
When was that?
I can't remember. What was it called?
Gorge. Oh, it was, Holly? Holler? Sorry, I can't remember.
What? Stop goofing around.
Goofy, sure you didn't make it up?
I don't think so.
So, we have a couple of things to talk about in this hallway, but so now, first thing, look on the bottom right, you'll see 2F, so second floor, entrance hall. And you'll always be in the entrance hall of the number that you were previously in's world plus 1's entrance hall on the next round. There's also this black sphere that we'll take a look at in a second, and we'll have a save point. Actually, it'll introduce it to itself. This swirling sphere in front of Sora is called a warp point. You can freely move to and from floors that have already been completed. Stand near it and press triangle to open the World Warp menu. This is true. This has zero practical application right now. This is very handy for when you're treasure hunting later. So I can say, okay, my current world is nondescript because I haven't put in a card yet, but I'm on 2nd floor. And I could warp down to the entrance of Traverse Town if I wanted to. I won't, but I can. And it says you can revisit worlds you've been to before, okay? Save point, refresh his health. I'll drop a save because I beat Axel and got fire and talked to Goofy and Donald and all that. Alright, so now we're Sora level 6. We're on Proud Mode, 268, blah, blah, blah. So now they again have another 2 dialogues committed to them, and then you go through the door for the next one. So we'll read these. Horror. Halo. That's funny. Why can't I remember? We'll be here all week if we want for Goofy to remember. And just again, same thing. So it's always just one line of dialogue packed in. Now, as I said, we have a slew of options here, okay? So I can flip between any of these. So I can say, okay, I want to go to Wonderland, I want to go to Monstro, I want to go to Halloween Town, I want to go to Agrabah, or I want to go to Olympus Coliseum. As you may be able to pick up by now, these will be reflections of worlds that you've been to before in the first game. A notable exception will be there is no deep jungle in this game because the rights for that world were taken away after the first game because whoever owned it didn't want it being recreated. It's a whole thing. It's very interesting. I find it to be a fun fact. So I can do these in any order that I want. Important to note is whatever world I choose next, the experience scales based on that world. So as this will be 2nd floor, I'll get, maybe 5 experience per enemy. But if this was 5th floor, I would get, 25, if we will. It does not matter what world that's in. So you can plan around that. And also, knowing a little bit about this game, you can know what enemies are in there and what their cards are punching. And that can also help decide. But even if you don't, you won't get into too much trouble picking these in a random order. I tend to do an order that I generally vary a little bit, but most of the time my next first world is always Wonderland because it has some of the best quotes in this game. So we're going to go ahead and tackle Wonderland, and then just so that I've said this again, I'll probably do Monstro next, then either Olympus Coliseum or Halloween Town, then the other, and then end with Agrabah. But for now, we can start with Wonderland. Hey, somebody's coming. I'm late! I'm late! I'm dreadfully awfully late! The Queen will roast me for dinner. If I'm late for the trial, it will be off with my head next. What do you mean, off with your head? Oh, my fur and whiskers! I'll never make it. Off with his head? For such a peaceful-looking place, it sure... it sounds pretty dangerous. So welcome to Wonderland. And again, we get the key of beginnings. And again, as I've said, they style these in the style that the first game had. They take a little bit of, they take some creative liberties and they add new enemies for each world. So if you remember from first game, one of my least favorite enemies, the Fat Bandit, is back. And you'll also notice I'm now gaining 7 experience per Shadow where I was getting 3 before. So then the experience scales pretty well, up to a certain point, and then it kind of, These are new enemies, the little horn guys. These are crescendos. Ooh, you broke my 6? How'd you do that? Oh, the crescendos are breaking that. The crescendos have high cards. Yeah, they're running 6s. One good strategy to pay attention to is to knock out the highest card-throwing enemy first. Number enemy. Number-throwing enemy. That is what is worthwhile of being afraid of from the crescendo. That's their biggest skill. Now, since this is the card-based game, and if you're throwing numbers higher than they are, you can always interrupt it. It gets worse in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'll just say they appear in Kingdom Hearts 2. But you can interrupt that summon anytime. But as I didn't, he spawned an entire new Fat Bandit, so not great. Alright, another decision here. So I've got another slate. You may recognize this from my first playthrough where it was God tier. This is Stun Impact. It's not as God tier in this game. I will be taking HP boost at this point. I'll take it later. I'll get most of the slates, if not all. So there should be either 1 or 2 unique enemies in this world. Of course, then also the boss. Actually, the boss. Well, we've seen this boss before, but it's unique to this world, I suppose. There it is. I don't know its name, but it shoots spines and is really annoying. So there's sliding dash. No. The other trick that the crescendo can pull is it can heal. Yeah. Simba takes too long to load up, so he can be easily broken if somebody has a card to match it. The other unique thing about this flower is he cannot be sent skyborne. So Goofy tries to send an enemy skyborne to be knocked to the ground. The flowers can't be knocked skyborne. Stagnant space. So let's take a look here. Okay, we have the key to beginnings attached to the room we're already in. And it should be this. However, there's vines on it, and they won't break from being attacked. So this is a map-specific thing. So you'll notice this weird-looking... I'm sorry, there's no first person in this game. You'll notice this weird-looking purple flower. So let's go towards that purple flower. I'm gonna clear this enemy out so I can focus on the flower. So you'll notice sliding dash does a lot of damage. Slates do a lot of damage, but as he said, that's the drawback is it can empty your deck. So you just gotta be careful with them. They're also good if you get annoyed by having your cards broken. Let's go ahead and take the new slate. Sora learns Stun Impact. Stun surrounding enemies with a single attack. 3 attack cards of the same type. As I explained, that's a single... like the Kingdom Key is one type. we will currently never be able to activate this with our current deck because I don't have 3 cards that combine up to a total value between 20 and 23, but later we'll probably be able to use this. And it's a stun, but it's a slate. Eh. Alright, so this pink flower, or purple flower. So if I beat it up, you'll notice all the vines disappear, okay? So now we can get into the first little room. So the criterion's any green card and the key. I'll give him a 5 stagnant space in the key. And we're ready for more plot. Gosh, looks like some kind of get-together. What's the occasion? Hal, this must be the trial that Robert was talking about. Alice, do you understand the charges against you? Of course not. I've done nothing wrong. Feigning... I don't have a voice for her, to be honest. Feigning ignorance, dear. You are charged with aiding the creatures called Heartless who threaten my kingdom. Fiddlesticks! Where's the evidence? The evidence is... I forgot. That's the evidence. Because you, Alice, are the one who stole my memory. We can't rid the kingdom of Heartless until we get Her Majesty's memory back. This is a serious crime. This is so unfair. So what if you're a queen? Don't blame me just because you can't remember things. Such insolence. You're talking to the Queen of Hearts. And to think, I might have let you go had you apologized straight away. What a brazen thief. Who's the brazen one? Sora? The court has reached a verdict. Off with her head. Hold it. This trial is a farce. You should investigate before you arrest innocent people. What is the meaning of this? How dare you suggest Alice didn't steal my memory? I suppose you know who the real culprit is, then? Huh? 3 dots. Speak, or it's off with all your heads. Now out with it. Who's the thief? Triple dots. I'm the thief. Say that again. Gorge, really? Of course not. But what else am I supposed to say? Literally anything else. This is really screwy, Sora. Cards, seize them all. So yeah, it follows the plot of the original, but it uses some subtle, like, I shouldn't even say subtle. It uses some changes where I'm trying to remember what they stole her heart or something like that in the first game, and here they've stolen her memory. This is technically considered a boss battle, so there is no running from this.
Freeze! Heal!
Unlike in the first game, these enemies, the cards, can actually be killed instead of knocked out. I don't even know if killed, but they vanish, you know? The concentric circle that he runs, by the way, is based around your character. So he'll circle wherever you are.
Heal! Freeze! Yeah. Donald.
So Donald can cast, as we've already seen, but I'll say this again. He can cast Cure, Thunder, Blizzard, and Fire. I should be focusing the red cards, but it's hard to pay attention. It's hard to target them, I should say. Nice, he casted heal.
Yeah, heal. There.
I can't believe you're breaking a 7, Jesus.
Power. Yeah. Goofy.
No. Wow, this shouldn't last and do any damage, but alright. Oh. Move.
Yeah.
That was close. Huh, I never noticed. She's just sitting up there watching. So we get the enemy card, Card Soldier. Woo! Whack? Where's Alice? Looks like she escaped. Perhaps she did, but you won't. I think we've been trumped. Run! Given the key to guidance. Unfortunately, it maintains your health. However, little hack, since I'm still at the beginning and exiting the level doesn't change it, it only changes the floor pattern. Even if I was a room ahead, it only changes the floor pattern when I'm exiting that floor, not that level. I'll just use this save point. And they all have little animated effects, which is cute. Present opens like a present. Mushroom spawn spores. What's this? That is the ending key.
Yeah. Goofy. Whoa. Freeze.
I didn't expect that to work, but okay.
Goofy! Whoa!
Alright, so we got our first calm bounty. These are important, these are treasure rooms. So we'll take a look at that when we get the first opportunity too. Unfortunately, that was a 2 card, so I don't know what doors it'll open. Ah, it'll open this door, so we can take a look at Calm Bounty. This is a blue card. Almost all blue cards are safe cards. Safe as in their Heartless won't spawn. You can see on the bottom left, Heartless is 0, or there's no stars filled in, and the room size is minuscule. And it says, a room containing treasure. You generally only need to spawn 1 of these cards per level. but they'll give you a unique bonus. So you'll see here, and they're wonderful to farm Moogle points on. Now it's random what spawns from these things, and then right there's an item card. So they're good to spawn health, Moogle points, and cards if you need them, without needing to worry about running into any enemies. So if I hit all these, so there's a card. Is it any good? It's a 3 kingdom key, so it's trash. So Sora will open this chest, and we get Stop. Okay, so that's the unique reward in this world. So Stop returns from Kingdom Hearts 1 for some unexplicable reason, and does the same thing that it does in Kingdom Hearts 1. However, it has a lot more application in this game, because if an enemy's stopped, they can't be throwing cards at you, and if they can't throw cards at you, you can't be broken. So in a way, it's better. This is a dilemma here. Sometimes you'll run into this where I don't actually know which of these two connects to the room I want to get to, which is here. So I may have to check both. I'll start by checking this one. So I need a 3+, so I'll show off strong initiative. I was talking about this earlier. If I get the first hit, enemies will spawn with almost no health. If I don't, it'll be a normal enemy combat. So, okay, so I got the hit. You can see, because you have scan default equipped, I'm literally clearing these out with one hit. Now, second round spawns, so if enemies spawn after the first set appears, they will spawn with full health. So it only works, as I said, on initiative, on initial enemies.
Freeze! Heal!
Another com bounty, and that's a 1, so it's very possible I won't ever use it. So you'll notice now that slates are not highlighted. Slates only come every couple levels, so if you are constantly taking slates every time that they're available, there will be downtime between when this slate and the next slate's available. So here I'll have to choose between HP and CP. I'll pretty soon feel like I'm getting a boost to my cards, so I'll boost my CP to allow me to hold more cards, because I have an acceptable amount of health. I've spent 3 levels up on it, or 2. It's important to note the stun is not the same as the stun impact ability from Kingdom Hearts 1. It's not last forever. The initial stun when I have initiated the fight, and it goes away after like 10-15 seconds, maybe less. Oh, wonderful! Here's a Moogle room. Okay, so I'll get to show this off. I only have 314, but that's enough for some stuff. So it looks like I was right on my pick, and I'm linked to the next room. So I will go up there and do the second event, and then we'll take a look at a Moogle room. Moogle rooms are also safe rooms, so there'll be no enemies inside of there.
Goofy! Whoa! Yeah! Freeze!
Sometimes slates, I should say, use 2 cards, not all 3. So Goofy Smash requires the first 2, so that's why when it finishes, you're seeing Sora do a attack. I did not even see that thing. I won't be running from fights in this playthrough. So if you're thinking, why aren't you just running or something, you know? That's why. See if I can sneak this in. I can. These are actually pretty deadly enemies. So you'll now notice I'm chucking 1+ cards. The visual will stay the same, but the values will change on the top.
Courage!
So those were a 6, 6, and a 6, and those are now 7, 7, 7.
Heal!
And now I'm going to reload, and you'll see the reload count go down to 1, and that's how many I had left on that ability. And then it runs out and is just gone for the rest of that combat until you either win or die. Let me check my deck. So I got fire earlier, and I want to put that in. So I'm going to put that right where Blizzard is. I actually want that to be below Blizzard. And then I'll reset. So let's take a look here. Increases the swing speed of attack cards. This is another limit set. It doesn't always have to be reloads. So just 30 straight attacks. So any succession of attacks that you can whip off, that's as long as once it hits 30, this card goes away. Another one is slightly extends the range of attack cards. This is actually a really good ability for certain playstyles because it allows you to hit from way farther away than you think. And this lets you do slower Keyblades that are more powerful quicker. But, oh, actually, yeah, they can start, enemy cards can get very expensive. There are enemy cards that are 99 points, and just for a comparison point, that is 4 levels up of points. And I had a Kingdom Key. Those are 2 and 3s. I don't care. So I gotta go. I need to smash this flower over here. Wow, another level up.
Freeze!
A 9 moments reprieve, that means I'll be able to save almost anywhere with no exceptions. I'm taking CP there to let my deck be better. No! Oh, good. So, okay, we got our first secondary King Keyblade. So, as I showed in the journal, you can get more detailed stats, but we can take a quick look at stats. So, remember, our Kingdom Key is D+, it's the worst attack in the game. So Lady Luck is a C, it's a physical, and the recovery is a B. The Kingdom Key is also a B, so it's not great, but this is a 5, so I'm going to put that above the 4. I generally just stack them in order, I don't do anything fancy. They do that fancy thing at the beginning where they say, oh, 4, 3, then 4, then 3, and it's like, alright. I generally don't edit that out. So now I have 1 extra card there, and my deck's a little bit stronger. I can take a look at this door. Okay, so this is another type. This is cards with numbers totaling 15 or higher. It's important to note that this requirement doesn't care at all about colors. So you can toss any 3 cards as long as they match 15 or higher. So it isn't like blackjack. You're not having to stop on 15. You don't have to calculate it. You can overshoot it. So generally I'll just feed these whatever my worst cards are. So I don't care about Stagnant Space. And I don't care about Sleeping Darkness. That's an exact match. And I'll give them the key to guidance and we can go in the second room. Things got a little crazy back there, but at least you're okay. I don't mean to be ungrateful, but was that true, what you said? Are you the thief? What? Of course not. Why would I steal the Queen's memory? Yep, Sora only said that because he wanted to save. To show off! Is that right? Well, you saved me all the same. Thank you. Oh, Cheshire Cat time. It's the Cheshire Cat. Feeling better after that mad dash, are we? Oh, but you're not out of the woods yet. The Queen's a stickler for justice. She won't forget you till she remembers. She won't stop hounding you till you get her memory back. Did she forget because she remembers? Does she remember that she forgot? Doesn't matter, I suppose. I don't know. I think we ought to just stay away from her. But Zora, what about Alice? If the Queen catches her again, it's off with, well, you know. Then I guess we better do something about this Queen. You should do something, but you don't have to do anything. Huh? Favorite quote in this entire game: if you can't remember something, it's like it never happened. Likewise, if something never happened, you can't remember it. Try too hard to remember, and your memory might lie to you. Lie? That's all I'll say. The rest is for you to figure out. And we get the key to truth. So you can see already Wonderland's almost done.